which is very much a moot point. But that said, just for symbolic reasons, and that's the only comment that people publicly and private message me, is that I will be against the parking, but it's all a moot point anyway, because it doesn't matter.
Right.
But that said, continue the presentation. So.
Good evening, everybody. So just to kind of give you guys a quick overview of the project, our plan commissioned us to create a
Hello?
Sorry, go ahead, sorry.
Go ahead.
sorry. Our client commissioned us to she has a vacant lot on Ridge Street. She actually lives in the neighborhood, and she commissioned us to do a single-family home with an accessory structure. Primarily because as a long-time resident of the neighborhood, she actually wants to stay in the neighborhood in Mount Vernon, and she has multiple sclerosis. So part of the challenge with this project is to create a house that she can age in place with. So some of the unique features that we have, for example, is we actually have a lift within the house, and we actually have a ramp through a breezeway that connects her, that allows her to get access to her house without necessarily imposing itself within the public space. So to kind of give you a sense of context, hopefully you can see through our images here. SD4. If you're familiar with Ridge Street, and some of you may recognize the building immediately to the east of us, our vacant lot is here, and we are to our east is the 452, which is a modern development, and there's actually an abandoned building to our west. We originally proposed to the subcommittee to do a 3-story addition facing Ridge Street, which would be SD3. And partially because we think it's a better use of the lot, plus we're not necessarily a fan of pop-ups or pop-backs per se. So we thought that this was a more contemporary, well, sorry, not more contemporary, but a better use of the building. Because it was a vacant lot, we didn't feel that we were constrained by the historic preservation requirements. This will give you a better sense of the building. Pardon me?
Which I disabused you of that one.
Yes, you did. But since it's in the package, we're still going to present it. So this is the primary option that we presented, which is the 3-story option, SD7. And so that's the first structure. It's 3 stories, 4 bedrooms. It has a lift. It also has a accessibility ramp. And then we also have an accessory dwelling at the rear, SD8, which is also 3 stories, we're asking for relief for that because the zoning code actually says it should be 2 stories. So we're asking relief for the BZA for the 3rd story. This building is actually intended to be used by her son. She's very family oriented, and also because she has MS, she's going to need the support of her family close by. It's because of the size of the lot. The lot is a lot smaller than the standard lot. It's not really big enough to have too many bedrooms. So this structure actually only has 2 bedrooms in it, even though it's a 3-story structure. In presenting to the subcommittee, there was some concern about doing a 3-story structure, and we actually did have a novel on SD11. We actually did do a 2-story structure that faces Ridge Street, which we feel would be approved more likely. The Historic Preservation Board would probably see it more favorably than if we did a 3-story structure, given the history of everything that's happened on Ridge Street. So we're seeking approval obviously for the project. We're looking for historic approval or support from the board, relief from the lot coverage because we're smaller than a standard lot. We're looking for relief from the height requirement for the accessory structure. And we are also seeking relief from lot coverage. We are actually over lot coverage by less than 1%. So we're at 60.9% lot coverage. And that's it.
Parking.
Pardon me? Oh, and parking. Sorry, so I forgot to mention, the lot is actually landlocked, so there's no ability to provide parking in the rear. So subsequently, we do need relief from parking.
Okay, so Tony, you want to say something about what happened?
Basically, after we made a presentation about the three-story, we basically convinced him to look at the two-story elevation. The possibility of getting HPRB to approve a three-story on Ridge Street would be next to impossible, so I think they need to listen to that part. The property is landlocked, no problem with the exception for the parking. The accessory building is a smaller building, which takes a less lot size, but it goes up just slightly higher, so it makes up with everything that we asked for, we could accommodate.
And it also matches the development to the west, to the east of us.
Right.
So their accessory structure is also 3 stories tall.
And they all match. I think their structure is smaller than the other on the same side of the street. So we suggest that you approve.
Commissioner, do you have any questions?
Question?
No, so as I said, I was at the zoning and planning committee meeting, and I raised what those of us that are of longer service on the commission know, that the Historic Preservation Review Board and the staff at the agency, have spent great efforts to try to moderate the impact of development on the streetscape along Ridge Street, and a 3-story new construction just was not going to fly. So to be respectful to the historic character of the block, we did make the recommendation, and we were gratified that the program to accommodate the needs of the owner and resident could be accommodated, still having the 2-story facade on Ridge Street.
So I reached out also to Historic Preservation, to our liaison there, because it wasn't clear what was told to the applicant, whether 3rd story might be okay or not be okay, so I didn't hear back. So I'm going to support what you guys supported in the committee, which you seem to be okay with.
Yes.
Right, so that's fine. Okay. So I'm not going to support the parking lot, just out of some, because in my blood, you can't support the parking exemption.
So do you want to do 2?
I'm going to do 2.
One?
Yep. So I move that ANC 6E, so I have to do a story. Actually, I'll do 3, Alex, and just story 2, and then retail. So I move that ANC 6E support the project at 454 Ridge Street for the Historic Preservation Board.
I'll second. All in favor?
Okay, no, there was a question.
Oh, somebody had a question?
Oh,
And then there are 2 motions, and there was one.
So we're going to do, and then we're going to do the BZA ones, and then I'm going to do the parking one separate.
Okay. Mentioning that the parking requirement is met by the law. The ADA spot. Parking, that the site requires 1 parking for 2 units. And then we're doing a spot on M Street, just bringing that.
Okay, but she has to apply for that.
Okay.
I know all about that, but that's her deal with applying DDOT and stuff. Whether, that'll go through, and, so the moot point, but that is the only people that thing that people comment about the parking, so it's not in my, to honor those people that actually commented, right? So, all right.
So, wait, did you second that, Alex?
yeah.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye. Okay. I move that ANC 6E for the project at 454 Ridge Street.
Just, I'm sorry, did your motion specifically state that this was, what we were supporting was the 2-story facade on Ridge Street?
Yeah.
We should put that.
Yeah,
Okay,
very
so let's,
sorry.
okay.
I'll put it in.
No, we
No, we gotta do
should
a
motion
motion.
that.
Okay. Okay, I move that ANC 6E supports 454 Ridge Street for the application for the Historic Preservation Review Board for a 2-story structure facade on Ridge with a pop-up, right? And then a
You don't want
3-story
to call it
What do you want to
a-
addition, with an addition, and then a 3-story accessory structure in the back.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Okay, I move that ANC 6E for the project at 454 Ridge Street Northwest, support the BZA requests for the lot size, the lot coverage, and the accessory structural height.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. I move that for the project at 454 Ridge Street, that ANC 6E not support the parking exception for this project.
I don't know,
Yeah,
does anybody
so-
want to second that?
So, I mean, the reality is you just have the practical
I don't care if it's bad, I'm
impossibility.
not talking about it, I just like to do it. Because all white people care about is all about parking, so I'll just put it out there. You don't have to second it or not,
I
Alex,
think that your motion is gonna fail.
Yeah, it's
for
gonna
lack of
fail.
That's fine.
second.
Yeah, like-
but I go on record of not supporting that parking.
Alex, you want to make the motion?
Sure, I move that
Right?
ANC 6.
He knows it.
Support the requested zoning relief from the parking requirement for the development of the building at 454 Ridge Street Northwest, and that we communicate that to the Board of Zoning Enforcement.
Second. All in favor?
No. Right?
Oyster, oyster. Thank you so much.
I'm not gonna get shot.
Come on down. And so this is just a presentation, you'll come back?
Just a quick introduction.
Great.
Not a formal. So, my name is Adam Birnbach. I'm here representing Oyster, which is going to be a 45-seat, sustainability-focused restaurant on 1448th Street.
At the City Market at all.
Yeah, that's the market. We're going to be, it's almost entirely plant-based. The oyster will be involved in the cooking itself. But very small, very intricate, all local based, just entirely focused on sustainability. We're going to have no formal bar, so there'll be a bar. We're going to make mixed drinks to go with the meals themselves, but the bar itself will be like as if it was an open kitchen. There'll be a barrier between the bar, so there'll be seats that will be seated by a host. Oh yeah, and the chef will be Rob Ruba, who was the chef of Hazel for a significant period of time. And the ownership, the opening team, including myself, and the majority owner will be from Stadi, 14th Street.
So this is in my single member district. We're very excited to finally fill this space. It really is going to be a wine bar called the Caro that never ultimately opened. So we're very excited to have Chef Rubba stay in the neighborhood because we thought we lost him when he left Hazel. But they have not yet applied for their liquor license. They're hoping to open in October. So I know that
That is no longer an accurate.
that's no longer the case.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So, but still, we'll probably look at supporting them simply with the license to be able to get through it. And you're able
I appreciate that.
to get through all that. But they'll be coming back next month after they have filed. But since we had them on the
Yeah, why not? Yeah, it's awesome.
give a little preview.
Thanks
Perfect.
so much for having me.
Look forward to seeing you next month.
Yes.
Since you're going there, and there's a senior building there, and I got on Bus Boys and Poets because I know them very well. They made a menu that gears to seniors who are on fixed income. I love restaurants. I love all our restaurants that are coming into town, but they have isolated our seniors. Our seniors can't go to these restaurants. They just don't have the income. So, you know, if you want my support, and there are a lot of people who know me, because she can tell you.
Very well
And I
known.
carry a lot of great weight.
He does.
You would want to come up with something that gears to your community right there. You have a seniors structured building right there. Invite those seniors. Make them be a part of the community. Because I'm telling you, I love restaurants. I love going to all our restaurants. I mean, all our restaurants, their menus are no less than 45 and up. And our seniors can't afford that, and they want to enjoy that as well. So we keep isolating them, we keep pushing them away. And I like to see a restaurant that caters I mean, you can have a separate menu for them and keep your patrons, your up and coming folks that were making 100K, you can cater to them, but also cater to those who are already there. And not isolate them, and not make them a part of your restaurant.
No, I appreciate that, absolutely. We're not 100% on what we're doing in terms of discount or focusing on certain groups. I think right now we're just focusing on getting the broad spectrum of the menu finished and completed. But I'm certainly going to pass that on to the chef and to the I thank you.
Come up with a blue plate special.
Yeah. 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
What's the age of
I mean, I don't,
55 and up.
I mean, 55 and up,
40 and up.
I mean, you can use like the strongest senior thing is AARP. They all have their membership card, and all those seniors in that building have their AARP
I
card.
just got my
Oh,
membership
that's
card.
good.
I don't know if I would qualify for any sort of senior menu, to be honest with you. But no, I mean, that's somehow reaching out to as many groups as possible as part of what we, obviously what we want to do as a restaurant, as best we can within our marketplace, within our business model. So it's certainly something that I'll pass on. But thank you very much for the call. Anybody else?
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. See you next month. All right, old business. I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but I just wanted to bring it up one more time. Ignoring the harassment clause, just looking at solely whether we have a patrons only clause. And I just want to further kind of explain why I think we should reconsider. I think homeless people, I think this kind of clause is targeting homeless people. I think there are people that come up on our street, I think there are benches that have been removed from our neighborhood. I think there are decisions that have been made, complaints potentially, and I think this clause targets them. Now, if 7-Eleven wants to say no patrons only, I think that's fine, that's their business. But I don't think we should put it in our agreement so that we are a part of that decision. I think this agreement really kind of captures, particularly the alcohol clause, of what we don't want to see. But as you guys, I'm sure you're aware, that whole fiasco when that young man was in the Starbucks and then he wasn't buying anything, so Starbucks kicked him out. Basically, it was the whole thing. I think a patrons only clause is only going to bring negativity, and I don't want to be a part of that decision. And I'm asking you guys if you'd be willing to not bring back the harassment clause. We don't need to get back to that, but to just leave out the patrons only clause to prevent and not be a part of any kind of negative action that comes with it.
Your conscience can be clear because you voted against
I
it.
understood.
Because Alex, they're just not going to come outside. If the purpose was that your consists were like, we want to have them come outside and monitor the tables. If there's no reason for them to come out, they're not going to come out.
But we can expand upon the staffing requirements and the patrol requirements that people come out and poke and take a look and see. I mean, that's why I brought this up, so we can kind of, fix them in holes. I just think having this patrons only clause, and if they want to institute it, that's not on us. I'm just saying, by us putting it in there, that's a hard rule that they can always point to, and that we're a part of. And it just feels better if we don't require that. If they make that decision on their own, I'd like to make a motion that we strike that clause from this agreement, just to remove ourselves from that equation. I think this is a good agreement. I think we came up, we had how many meetings, we all talked about it. I just think knocking out that clause, it'll help prevent this problems. We won't be a part of any kind of negative targeting, particularly to a group that is, already having a hard enough time.
So I think your motion is failing for lack of a second.
All right, well, I'd like to make a motion, the ANC 6E, strike the patrons only clause 5 from the settlement agreement with 7-Eleven. All in favor? Aye. All
Nay.
opposed?
No.
Alright. Thank you guys very much. And Alex and Michelle, I understand where you guys are coming from. But I, you know,
Well, now we've reversed it, right?
yeah, so where there's, that clause is coming.
Well, here's-
Yes,
All right, any more old business? Okay, approval of the July 2nd meeting minutes. Take a motion to approve them?
Why would
So,
we just,
The only correction, I could have been looking at a wrong one. There was the vote on supporting that act before the city council that went 4-1 in support, but if I remember correctly.
Didn't we fix that already?
Oh, was that
We fixed
fixed?
it.
Awesome, I was looking at an old version before I came here.
Frank, didn't you, weren't you the one who
Yeah,
pointed?
brought it to our attention.
Yeah, okay, sorry, I looked at an old one before I came here.
But I think I corrected
Okay,
that and sent out.
that's my mistake. I'll take them, oh,
Oh, wait, I don't have a second on the.
yeah, do I have a second on the approval? Second by Commissioner Wiggins, all in favor? I'll take another motion to approve the special meeting minutes from July 23rd, 2019.
So moved.
Second by Commissioner Wiggins, all in favor? Treasurer's reports, Commissioner Brown is not here right now, but I have the reports from July and August. In July, we had a ending balance of $48,352.70. At the end of August, we had a ending balance of $48,352.70. Oh,
And do you want a
Um,
motion to?
yeah,
approve?
motion, I'll take a motion to approve those reports.
So moved.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. Approval of expenses. I'll motion to approve a $250 check for Karen Yela for her notes and minutes and website upkeep.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any other expenses? Announcements. Commissioner Potter, you got a few?
Yeah. So, if you haven't already put it on your calendar, please note Saturday, the 14th of September, from 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. the following morning, will be the 8th Art All Night in Shaw. This is the free overnight arts festival that we started back in 2011. It is now spread to 7 other neighborhoods throughout the city, but we have the largest turnout. Last year, there were 90,000 people that were estimated to participate in the festival all over the city. 25,000 of them came to Shaw. So please share that with your neighbors. We respect the noise ordinance, so we have no amplified music after 10 o'clock. But we still have a lot of fun that will go on into the wee hours. And we also, Shaw Main Street's hired a firm to do an economic impact analysis of the festival last year. And so the estimated impact of those 24,000 people that came to the neighborhood was $1.6 million in terms of sales at the businesses, sales by the artists, and other economic impact within the city, sales tax collection, etc. And the city invested less than $50,000. So Shaw Main Streets presents the festival in the Shaw neighborhood, and we were the founders. So that's Saturday, the 14th, starting at 7 p.m. Website is artallnightdcshaw.com, and there'll be about 30 different locations throughout the neighborhood that will be activated. Most people will probably be stopping by the Parcel 42 Art Market, where people can pick up a free printed.
Of that money that you made, how much of that?
No, but we didn't make the money. So this was money that was generated, through sales at the businesses, sales
Right.
by the artists, payroll, for the businesses, sales tax collection, etc.
So if they plan to do better this year, do they plan on giving back to the community like the women's shelter on 9th and Rhode
I'm sorry, I don't understand your question.
What I'm saying, since this is doing so well, and this is booming, and hopefully it does like H Street Festival, the money that's generated, money that everybody makes, do they give back to that
You need to
community?
talk to
that-
Mayor Bowser about that. She's the one that collects all the taxes.
All right, do we have any other announcements from the commission?
Mr. Potter, Mayor DJ.
Naomi? Yeah, not here, not here.
It's coming.
You take that on down the road.
It is a Ward 6.
Yeah, I heard.
I don't have much,
Sorry.
it's still on, we're still on recess until September 15th. So we'll be getting to gather back in the office and beginning to look at the year going forward. We won't be doing office hours this month because we're not to recess until 15th. But we'll be starting back next month. That's Friday. Is that it? I'm not sure if it's out of so one is out. But anyway, that's it. One running in the world, we're not already reading reports that needs to well produced in terms of what's going on in our office. If you're not getting that, so it's having those are the hard copies as well as we go on to requests and
Well, I know that we were hoping to get an update from the Mayor's Office of Constituent Relations and Services about the 634 Q Street party house.
That's on our agenda. Just today, we asked that general counsel consult these not being a site that's being used for the space around it, and it's not within any license or Airbnb or any other regulatory process. Somebody's just decided to do it up on a rooftop on top of the building and rent it for the night, constraints of noise, crowds, and everything else. So we're very much. We're now back. So
6:30.
we can get those things.
Any other, oh yeah, of course, from our Milker team.
Yes. Good evening. My name is Michaela Farrell. I'm one of the Ward 6 liaisons in the Mayor's Office of Community Relations and Services, Milkers. This past August, we didn't get to meet, but we were busy in our office working with some of the communities in ANC 6E, including folks at City Plaza Townhomes for their community day, Tyler House and Gary School for their community day and supporting them. I'm here to share some updates. One update, I talked to Commissioner Padro about some of the homeless encampments in the Shaw neighborhood. And I wanted to let you all know, if you all suspect there's an encampment, feel free to reach out to me or encampments.reports@dmhhs.dc.gov. I can meet after for you to get my contact information if you want to report it directly to me. We're working on the encampment's website. You'll see where there are engagements with the individuals at the encampment sites. But we are offering services to these individuals. It's up to, we can't force people to shelter unless it's causing harm to themselves. But we are offering services and helping folks get to a place where they want, where they are able and want to be housed. I have two announcements, or two events that are upcoming. Tomorrow, the mayor is hosting a countdown to tax-free diapers at the Costco at Market Street Northeast. Tax-free diapers will go into effect on October 1st. And then next Tuesday is the maternal and infant health summit at the convention center. So that's Tuesday, September 10th at 9 a.m. where you can learn more about what the district is doing to ensure healthy mothers, babies, and families. If you want to take down my number is 202-538-1241, and you can contact me really about any issue. The 634 Q Street, I've been working with BCRA as well. Again, it's similar to the Airbnb, where it needs to be licensed as a business. If you are making money off of renting out your space, and it looks like it's not, and so we're working with BCRA. So happy to check in with them about that. Yeah. All right.
Can I clarify with you the state of the general concerning the seniors? I think the diaper reduction tax rebate means that it's also applicable.
I have no comment on that. There's been a
Hear me
lot of
Hear me
liberal
out,
groups.
hear me out. It also goes adult the seniors.
Oh, they get that too? Okay, cool. Cause, all right, you got my blessing.
Any other questions?
So-
I'll be here.
So I just wanted to clarify for folks, especially in my single-member district, which seems to have a majority of the homeless encampments in our jurisdiction, unfortunately, that the process for dealing with these encampments is very convoluted and is not a quick fix. We've got persistent issues on the 1600 block of 8th Street, for example, and on the grounds of the Washington Library, where the same folks keep getting moved around, and they're told they have to move their possessions, and so they'll shuffle them around like a deck of playing cards, and ultimately, they'll go away for a few hours when the cleanup is supposed to be taking place, and then a few hours later they come back with all the stuff that they removed, and so you're back to square one. And then the cleanups are also postponed if there's a heat emergency.